you so much for such a warm welcome, Mia, and such a good introduction. And thank you so much for having me here. I'm happy to be here. As Mia already gave my introduction, I'm a senior majoring in computer science at Queens College, and I finished my internship at IBM Research last month, where I did the full stack development part of the research. A lot of time when people hear about research, they think about like NLP or machine learning, but I was the only student in like the whole team who actually know how to build website, and this is where my role come in. Very cool stuff that I learned. Very fun internship. And outside my school, I do a lot of volunteer and community service work as well. I like mentoring fellow women, helping them grow, because I totally believe in we all grow together. We never grow by ourselves, and this is how the world works. And also, whenever I get free time, I do like talk to foster care kids as well. It's just because like they go to so many like they go through so much in their life in general. Their parents leave them, and then like they're living with somebody else's parents. Sometimes they're not even parents. So it's just very satisfying just talking to them and just seeing that how you could actually help them in general. Yeah, I know it's a long introduction about me, but that's who I am. And let me first start by like explaining what a hackathon is, because like it's just like nice to get a brief overview that what a hackathon is before I even like start jumping into like how to win a hackathon, because I feel like that the winning is not the most important part in the hackathon. The most important part is the participating in the hackathon. Winning comes way later. So I will just walk you through the steps that I personally go through for a hackathon. I mean, like first I will go through this way, like what is a hackathon, why people go to hackathons, why hackathons are important in general, and then like how you could plan your hackathon project. And the very last thing I will talk about is how to win a hackathon, because again, as I said, winning comes way later, planning comes before that. Okay, so what is a hackathon? Basically, a hackathon is an innovation competition where people come together to build products that solve challenges, the challenges that didn't exist in the world yet, or no, sorry, challenges do exist in the world yet. Some challenges that you're actually trying to solve, they typically take place over the course of the weekend, but they could be either longer or shorter, or could also run over the week as well. I did participate in 2 hackathons, which were over the week. They were company-wide hackathons. And like very interesting that not a lot of people know where the name hackathon come from. The name hackathon comes from the word hack, a term used in software community that means building novel solution to challenges, and marathon, which is long distance running race, as you already know what what marathon is. Hackathon can take many forms, and there isn't any set formula for hackathon, but there are like commonalities that many share in how they are structured and run. For example, there's typically sometimes there's typically a topic in a hackathon that they want you to hack for. Like for example, the topic could be cybersecurity, hardware, or sometimes one hackathon have multiple topics depending upon the sponsors, or like sometimes they like specifically want you to use certain tools or certain type of APIs or hardware, and they make it available to the hackers. If it is in person, you just go to their booth and get them. Online, you need to order it beforehand if you're planning to do their hack. Online, it works a little different. And in terms of their agenda, the run of events usually goes like this, that participant usually, so first, this is how the hackathon starts. You check in. Checking in is important. If you don't check in, you're not in the system. And then you won't get the swag. So checking in is important. Like everybody needs swag, free stuff. So basically the hackathon started by people gathering together. And then after they gather together, like some of them already have the idea in mind that they want to implement. Some people do not. Sometimes I do have idea in mind that what I want to implement, and then I look for people, pitch my idea to people, and look for the team, like probably we might have similar kind of skill sets. or like sometimes like I don't really have an idea and I'm open to listen what people have and then go with what I like the most and what I could provide to the team. So basically, like those are the ideas for the solution to the challenge. And then like we pitch our ideas to the fellow hackers and mention the type of skills that they're looking to form a team, and try to get the team, basically recruit the people, but not really paying them, just like have the people like have the folks in our team whom we could use their skills, or like sometimes like if you are a front end person, you want to get someone back end. If you're a back end person, you want to get someone front end, like that, so that your skills align together and you can like become a concrete team. Often, like there are experts or mentors as well. They're very good. Like some of them are actually working in the industry, some of them are starting, or some of them are in college, juniors or seniors. They are just there to help us out for free. I'll just give them a shout out. I mean, like if you can do it in the Slack channel, say them thank you, because they're volunteering if you ever take their help, but they're always there to guide you and support you, even when, oh wait, I forgot to say this. First of all, to participate in hackathon, you don't need to know how to code. You do not need to know any coding. Anyone could hack. People usually think that you need to know coding to hack. No, anyone could hack. When I first went to my very first hackathon, I did not, no, actually, I'm sorry. I know how to code. From school, all we learned is how to code Java, C++, and I was a junior. I didn't took any web design classes yet. I didn't took database classes yet, so I didn't know much about SQL, like didn't know much about web design. All I know was Java and C++, not even HTML, CSS. I like heard of it somewhere, but didn't even know what does it do. And like, but the very good thing about my very first hackathon was the team was, so that was a company-wide hackathon. It was JP Morgan Chase, and the team was actually formed by JP Morgan Chase, and we had a really good team. And there was one person in the team who really inspired me. He was a serial hackathon winner. I just observed him. What does he do? How could I help? And like also willing to help takes you a long way. I mean, like, okay, I will jump right into it like later. I will talk about it later as well. But like, all my purpose of saying this is you don't need to code. All you need to have is enthusiasm to learn and have a growth mindset, and that takes you a long way. You just need these two things in order to participate in a hackathon. And like after the hackathon, you also need to demo your project to the judges or to the peers who's ever come in at your table. Or if it is an online hackathon, come to your Zoom call, or you just make a video and who's ever want to watch it, they watch your video. Making demo is important. Sometimes people drop in the middle. If you drop in the middle, if you don't make a demo, the thing about that is like, even if you have a great product, just you dropped in the middle and then you didn't make a demo, even if your product is good, nobody actually knows about it. If you don't make a demo, it's a no in general, that like you participated, but you probably don't even made a project. So always demo. Even if you have just one web page, even if you just have backend, nothing to show, explain what you try to build. Always demo. I can't emphasize this enough. Never leave in the middle, always demo. And then like if judges like what you build, then you get prizes and awards, like that's fun stuff. And like a lot of times in the, I do not drink coffee, but I see a lot of people in in-person hackathon just like going crazy over coffee. And good thing about hackathon is you get free food. So like, even if like you just don't want to go to hackathon, just go to free food and see like what people do. Free pizza, free food. Who don't like free stuff, you know? Okay. Yeah, and the common misconception about hackathon is that like people think that it's only software competition, while that is the most common misconception. Like hackathons can also center around hardware or even creation of new services, processes, and workflows. And and like plenty are even agnostic about the means of like whatever challenge it is and whatever you want to build. As I said, like many hackathons, especially the university-wide hackathons, like they will have multiple challenges according to the sponsor. If like for example, if a sponsor company is hardware-based company, let me give you an example. Like no company is sponsoring me, I'm just like putting out the name. For example, Qualcomm. If you do a hack for Qualcomm, they will probably require you to do something with IoT hardware. Whereas if you do something for like a different company, like I'm just naming a random company at this point, let's say Capital One, they will require you to do something financial hack. So depending upon what kind of company it is, they will kind of try to give you hack according to that. And the main motive for that is like if they could pick up from what you build, or if they like your idea, they could probably implement it in their real product or something like that. Or sometimes they just like wanted to see what student could build, or like whatever their specialty is, what student can come up with in general. And sometimes they just want to hire people and see that who could do our challenge the best. So why people go to hackathon? I know like I kind of explained that in the previous one as well, but I really want to emphasize. Like, so considering now that we are all working from home, but we can still participate in virtual hackathons, and there are perks for participating in virtual hackathons. Like I will dig into it later. So first of all, hackathon is very low commitment. It's like about 24 to 48 hours. It requires 24 to 48 hours straight commitment, but it's very low commitment. At the end, you have a project ready that you could put it on your resume just for like coding for 24 to 48 hours. Isn't that crazy? Like within 1 or 2 days, you have a good project, and then you can put it down on your resume, probably show it to recruiters that, hey, look at that. I built a project in 1 or 2 days. Yeah. Okay, and then you get to meet different people with different skill sets. You get to meet employers, you get to meet recruiters, startups, CEOs, all kind of stuff, you name it. I mean, it's almost there. Yeah, and you get to develop and explore new technologies, APIs, like according to the challenge. If somebody give you an API to use, in short amount of time, like all of that, what you learn, you can implement in short amount of time. And then there are tons of workshops that you could check out. If you don't know something and then you want to implement that, usually sponsors know that students will not know how to use this API, or we don't know how to implement something. For example, people don't know how to use Raspberry Pi. So let's just have a workshop for that. So they will have a lot of workshops so that you can learn. So hackathon, you could also take it as a learning opportunity as well. Sometimes people don't have the energy or like time to code or like stay up online. You can literally just go to hackathons and attend all the workshops and learn a lot from those workshops. They're actually very helpful. I have attended a couple and they're very helpful. And one of the other perks that I like the most is that you walk away, like as I said, you walk away with the project, and you can put it down on your resume or on your portfolio. And employers love to see that you have been proactive by going to this event. How do you, like when you talk to employer that like, I have a growth mindset, and I like doing what I do. You want to show them something tangible outside school that you have done. Even when you talk about hackathons, that actually show employers that you are actually interested in the field of computer science. You're actually interested in something that you have built outside school. They probably might be more interested to see a project that you have built outside school as compared to a project that you have built inside the school. Because if it is a class project, you have to build it regardless because it's a class project. But if it's a project like hackathon, nobody makes hackathon like mandatory to attend. You attend at your own will. And if you're attending something at your own will, this shows something that you are actually interested and you actually wanted to do something in the field of STEM. Yeah. And also like, this also shows that you actually took your time to learn something new. And also teamwork, this also shows that you can work well in teams because you work in teams outside school. Even when you don't want to work in tech, like especially like what I mean by tech is in a team, even when you don't want to actually code or like write code or like don't really have an idea, that is also totally fine. You can be a content creator person. You can write dev posts, you can make video. There are so many other things. And like if you have leadership skills, um, so for example, when you do the demo of the project, it is not necessary who actually did a lot of coding will actually know how to explain their project well. You need to have that skill in which you could actually explain what you did that could be of interest to people. And like for that, you actually know how to talk right, how to actually explain things right with talking less, because more you talk, you're actually losing people interest. So talk less and get the point out there. And usually when you demo, you will have a time, like either you have 5 minutes, you have 2 minutes. So you need to get your point across within that given time. And the only way that you could do so is by preparing or having the person who has really good talking or leadership skills, putting them out there that, hey, you talk because I know that you have really good like leadership skills, and probably that will make our project look good as well. So like the way that you could decide, like if you're confused about who should demo, like have each person in the team speak, and then you could decide that, okay, this person spoke well the most, let's have like him or her to demo. Okay, and then yeah, like as I said, it shows employer that you have collaboration, innovation, and like business skills as well. Because when you make a hackathon project, you're thinking in terms of business mindset. You are kind of like get into that startups zone that you're trying to like implement a startup within like 24 to 48 hours, but not really a startup. It's just like that startup mindset. So that's really good. Yeah, and those are the great skills that actually employers seek for. And also you should be able to like show a great project at the end that you created in less than a week. And hackathon in general, they are just really fun. There's tons of free food, as I tell, prizes, swag giveaway. They give away cash prizes, iPad to like I have heard of hackathons. I have not personally been to a hackathon. No, I have been to one hackathon, which was actually giving MacBook Pro, and I did not like went for the challenge. I went for a different challenge, but yes, hackathon give crazy prizes from iPads to MacBook Pro. And like this month there is also a hackathon which is giving away Tesla. Yeah, like literally I said Tesla. That's crazy. At hackathons, people like give away crazy things, and like most of the time, if they have that crazy prize, they're kind of looking for a very good idea that you have, so that they could probably take it and implement it further, like with their product, whatever they have. And why hackathons are important, I can't emphasize enough. Have an open mindset, open to thinking outside of box, like open to work with different people with different mindset. Because if you work in a team, not everybody have the same mindset, and then you get to get that collaborative environment, and then it just like make you a person with a growth mindset overall. The reason why I keep on emphasizing that, because if you ever notice that like in the interviews for job or in the interviews for internship, they will ask you this kind of questions that tell me about a time in which you have been in a collaborative environment. Tell me about a time in which you run into some problem working in a team. And I feel like at that time you can actually talk about your hackathon projects, because in the school you actually generally have a very like a good guideline set up that this is what each person is doing, this is what their role is. Whereas in hackathon you actually run into problems because you are coding with strangers. You actually know how to deal with people. You learn how to like talk to people, communicate effectively in a formal and informal manner both. Um, like learn different skill sets. Like even if like you're not good in coding, like eventually you're practicing. Like by going to hackathons over hackathons, you're practicing, and eventually you will get good at it. Even if you don't get good at it, it shows that you are trying. And also like you can write pitches if you really don't want to code. Um, so let me tell you about my story. I started going to hackathon last year in July was my very first hackathon. I didn't know what the hackathon, no, actually, I knew what was the hackathon. So, like I'm personally from a very small school, Queens College, and last year, our school has a club called Women in Technology Club, very awesome club, and the president of the club, Charu, oh my God, I can't talk about her enough. She actually started the hackathons in our school when there was no hackathon existing. She picked up a problem where she saw that there was not enough girls in the computer science classes in general. And then she decided that, okay, this is a problem. How could I solve it? Probably like I could do female, non-binary focused hackathons. Let me just start doing hackathons in general, because like another problem that she noticed in our school is that people didn't really much have the personal projects. They didn't like really used to go to coding competitions, and she wanted to introduce coding competitions to them. So she went above and beyond to actually get the sponsors and have the hackathon. So I actually didn't participate in the hackathon. I just went there for free food. Uh, it's like, yeah, I know, like free food is a thing. But the very first hackathon I participated was in July. It was Developer Week Hackathon. I still didn't know what people actually do at hackathon. I just went in there. The very first people I met, they were like 3 guys, and I just made team with them. Like I saw an 18-year guy like doing very cool stuff. I was like 19, yeah, 20 at that time. Oh my God, I'm telling my age. Okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't even remember how old I was at that time, but yeah. um, yeah, so like I saw like that guy coding. I was like, wait, I'm older than him. Like he was doing such a cool stuff with machine learning, where he was doing the face detection stuff and all. And like other guy was like using Zubico, like pretty sure not even pronouncing right, Zubico, like he like doing all the security fun stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I want to learn that. I want to be a part of that. Like at that hackathon, I actually learned about what hackathons are, how does hackathons work. And so my very second hackathon was JP Morgan Chase. At every single hackathon, I took it as a learning opportunity. FYI, I did not win my first hackathon. I just went in there and learned what hackathons are, how to participate in the hackathons, and how to actually talk to people in a hackathon. Not in a hackathon, like not particularly in hackathon, it's just how to talk to people, because I didn't have that good networking skills either, that I actually learned a little bit at that hackathon. And then the second hackathon was JP Morgan Chase, where I actually learned how to use GitHub, what GitHub is. I made my GitHub account for the very first time. And actually, I was literally sitting all night at the table of mentor, like, okay, like teach me how to do this. Like, how do I push? How do I pull? Why do we push? Why do we pull? Why it is important to use GitHub? Ask all the questions that you have, because this is your time to ask. Those mentors are there. They volunteer to help you. They are literally there, like staying up all night for you to help. And if you don't go to them to ask for help, I mean, like they're literally just sitting there, like staying up all night. Probably they will just fall asleep sitting on their table because they are just bored. So just go there and ask for help, and they will appreciate that, because they will see that you are enthusiastic to learn. And probably if they really like you, they will even say, hey, like I work at this XYZ company, you want, like you might want to look in their internship. And probably they will even give you the reference. This has happened with me before. Like a couple of the mentors have told me that, hey, like look into our company internships, and if you like anything, just send me a message. I'm on the LinkedIn. And sometimes they're very nice. They will share the email, and some only very few go in further, share their phone number. I've never contacted someone like with their phone number, because I personally feel uncomfortable that how will they feel like a mentee contacting them over a phone number. But sometimes they do share as well. So just build that kind of relationship, say them thank you. When you are taking their help, like be grateful of them that they are being there, because they are there for you to help you. It doesn't really help them in any way, because they already know the stuff. they're already working in the industry. So yeah, I mean, like mentor is like, big shout out to mentors. It's like, if there's any hackathon mentors here, thank you to you all. Yeah, they're amazing. And then I have learned a lot from them. I learned a little bit about HTML, CSS on my own at the hackathon. I was able to make our GitHub and our dev posts because I didn't know much the code. So at that time, I did the dev post and the GitHub part of our project. Second time, like I kept on doing a little bit of HTML, CSS on my own because I wanted to go to another hackathon, but I didn't know what kind of team will I get. So like I couldn't depend on anyone else. I was like, I need to get my skills up as well. So second hackathon I went to was Tech Together New York. Very good hackathon, one of my favorite hackathons. Female non-binary focused hackathons, I feel like those are my favorite ones. The reason why is first because like I have been to co-ed hackathons and I noticed that they're barely even 10% women as compared to what they are men. I do not know why generally women don't participate in the co-ed hackathons, or it's just very low. I have generally noticed it personally, it's very low. Whereas non-binary and female focus, you will see so many women who wanted to participate, wanted to make a project. So isn't that awesome? I would like to get that ratio up for the co-ed hackathons as well, but I feel like it will take a little while. And I have noticed a little biasness in the co-ed hackathons as well. I don't know like if I wanted to talk about that, but it is bad biasness that I have actually noticed. And that is a real biasness that I feel like people don't even identify. They just unintentionally do it. And I feel like that's what actually not really keep, but like I see where the problem is, honestly. Okay, so yeah, so let's dig into the strategy of how you can, like a lot of times have people ask me this question, how do you start a project? Like I have this great idea in my mind, I want to implement it, but then I get lost in the stack of technologies, how I could get something started, how I could make a project, how I could just start with that. So this is what I will suggest. This is what I personally do. If I have a hackathon idea, I feel like nobody could read my mind. I know what I want product to look like visually, but like I could explain enough what my product I want to look like visually, but it still doesn't get as clear as compared to when I just literally take a pen and paper, draw out what I have in my mind. For example, if I'm planning to make a Flutter app and it is for small businesses, I will probably make a profile of investor. I would have like a Facebook kind of thing where like investors photo and then background image, like small businesses listed, and then if you click on this, I will make an arrow. If you click on this, then it takes you there. So I will make about 10 to 15 pages. It takes me about 2 to 3 hours to do so. It does take me, but it's worth the time. You rather take time in the beginning in making a kind of very rough prototype. You don't even have to follow that prototype. Sometimes a product comes out to be totally different than what I initially built. But the purpose of doing that is that it saves time later, because it saves time of clarifying questions. If we click on this, where does it go? Also, it kind of set it out clear. Okay, so this is what we want to look like. Even if we can make something like this, we can make something similar. So it avoids a lot of questions and also make a clear guideline that how do you want your project to look like. And one thing I do want to say in hackathon is that front end matters a little bit more than back end. The reason being is because you want to have a view to show it to them that this is what you built. I mean, I have seen barely any judges going to your code base and actually looking at the backend. I only had that one hackathon that actually judge wanted to see our backend and our code base to really make sure that we had some kind of backend, but usually they don't go to backend. And also, even if they go to backend, they want to see something tangible on your screen working. You just can't show those SQL tables or MongoDB database. You wanted to have something tangible. That what is the meaning behind it? You have a SQL table, okay, that's good. But what is the meaning behind the SQL SQL table? Why did you create the SQL table? So front end kind of answer all those questions. Yeah, I know I'm talking a lot. Please feel free to stop me anytime you have any questions. I just want to put out all the information out there that could actually help people. So like first start with drawing on pen and paper. This is what I do. If that works for you, do that as well. This has been working for me in all the hackathons that I have been doing so far. Yeah, and also distribute the task according to the strength of the team members. Usually, like ideal size of the hackathon of a team, I do 4 people in the team, like 1 front-end developer, 1 back-end developer, having someone to actually help you, like you can have a third person who actually know a little bit of both, because you want to combine front end with back end. A lot of times what happens is that front end is separate, back end is separate. You don't know how to combine it together. And that is totally understandable because you don't know how to combine it together. So have a person in the team who actually know how to combine this together as well. Yeah. What else do I wanted to say? You have a person in the team who actually know how to, yeah, and also somebody like content writer, or like if not a content writer, somebody in the team, a developer, know how to write good, how to pitch good. For me, it's my sister. So I know, like, I'm so lucky I have such a good sister, but like my sister, like a lot of times I make a good product, but I do not know how to pitch the product, how to say the product. It is equally as important that you say your product, why you build it, with the same enthusiasm you build the product, is because you want to get that wow factor out there, that wow, like why this product is awesome, why world need my product that I build. I kind of write a very rough, trashy pitch, and my sister take it from there. She will like take out 100 bugs in there. She's like, you write such a bad things, you don't even know how to write and all that stuff. And then like she will make it whole beautiful, this thing. Like I personally myself, it was like, whoa, I really want to try this product out now. She was like, look, and then like in online virtual hackathons, things become a little easier when you have to talk, because you can record yourself, you can listen to yourself how you're doing, and then you can re-record it. And in order to do that, you need to keep 5 hours spare. I know, like 5 hours, this seems a lot, but 5 hours at least in spare in virtual hackathons, because now like a lot of hackathons are happening virtually. 5 hours spare for preparing yourself for the demo or making the video, because sometimes there are technical issues. Video uploading to YouTube sometimes take 1 hour. It has happened with me. It has taken like up to 1 hour to 30 minutes, like 1 hour to 30 minutes. Be aware of the technical issues that could happen, because everything is virtual and those platforms were not really built initially to handle this like virtual population. So be aware of that. Also, make sure that you are saying all important things in the pitch. Sometimes you have built crazy features and not all the features actually belong in the pitch. So be mindful of that only say the features that you want to highlight, which basically means that only make the features that you actually want to say in your pitch. That will save you time as well. And as I'm talking about that, I forgot to say a very important thing is that sometimes I have seen in hackathons, people will have this crazy idea in mind. So like what we will do is we will make an app. I'm gonna give you an example. This has happened to me at a hackathon before. Like a team said that, okay, we will make a whole website for like donation stuff where people could come and donate. And then we use an API in which we will like filter out all the names of the nonprofit, like good nonprofits. And the way that we will filter is we will use machine learning. So also we have a back end using MongoDB, and like front end using React.js. So there were so many components in the hack, considering in 24 hours, that like it's just very difficult. In 24 hours, you need to first target your minimum viable product. If you have your minimum viable product ready, then think of additional features that you want to add. What I mean by minimum viable product is the very one component that you want to highlight. Probably just those 3 pages on your website that you wanted to do. Or like in terms of React and Angular, I'm saying like 3 pages, but it's like basically the 1 page that you are just changing like the inside stuff. But like, yeah. So have the minimum viable product. Once your minimum viable product is done, then add more features. but barely you will even get time to finish the minimum viable product on time. Usually I finish it exactly on time and then I make demo. But once you finish it, feel free to add more features, but first finish what you initially wanted to build and then add some fancy stuff, like then add cherry on the cake if you want. Yeah, okay. So I went over team size of 4. Sorry, like I have like notes written, like so that I don't like forget to go over things, and then I'm explaining in the details. And also, like usually the way hackathon works is like even if you have 24 hours to hack, usually you never get full 24 hours because this is how you because this is how it goes. You go to the hackathon, you check in and all that stuff, and then you probably wanted to go to sponsor's booth, introduce yourself, see if there's an opportunity for you. So that kind of takes about 3 to 4 hours talking to sponsors, introducing yourself. And then like after 3 to 4 hours, it takes about 4 to 5 hours. General easily have taken me 4 to 5 hours to like discuss our hackathon idea, what we wanted to build, how we are going to distribute the task according to our strengths. And sometimes this will happen. This has happened to me many times before. One or the second team member will drop in the middle. They will be a part of the team just in case we win. They want to get the share. I know like this has, I know that's crazy, but like this always happen. They are in the team, but they stop responding. So be prepared for that. Even in the in-person hackathon, I mean, like for me, I'm like kind of very crazy person. I like to have my teammates who know how to crunch. What I mean by crunch is not sleeping all night at all, because I feel like the product becomes actually start coming out at midnight. If you sleep at midnight, you have only 24 hours. Out of those 24 hours, you spend 45 hours to sponsors, 45 hours to actually decide. So which actually leave you to 14 hours. And out of 14 hours, you need to use 3 to 4 hours for demo at least in in-person hackathon and 5 hours for demo in the virtual hackathon. So that actually leaves you only 12 hours. And if you decide to sleep in those 12 hours for like 6 to 7 hours or even 5 to 6 hours, how will you get your product ready? So I generally do not sleep, even if my team members decide to sleep. I work all night. Also have seen a lot that people complaining, like my team wasn't good enough, and or like because my team did much, so we were not able to push a project, so we didn't have a project. Okay, your team didn't do anything, but you were there. If your team didn't do anything, you could do something. Make something, even like if you know how to make an HTML CSS page, make an HTML CSS page. Do something with your own skills. Do not wait for your team. This will happen to you. More you will go to hackathons, you will actually find people whom you work best with, and then you could make team with them going on forward. But in your initial hackathons, you will actually make team with strangers, and then you make team with strangers, you will actually meet people who will kind of drop in the middle, or sometimes they will just stop responding, and like sometimes they will just literally keep on going to the workshops over workshops and not really push any code. So be prepared for that. Getting mad at someone or like yelling is not a nice behavior. Like think about, like they might have some personal problems, or they are just in the hackathon for a workshop, and they just decided to participate in a team. You need to take everything into consideration. Be nice. Takes you a long way. Always be nice in hackathons. No matter what, you are there to meet people, to greet people, and to share your skill sets, and actually to learn. So always think about it as a learning opportunity. If your teammate isn't contributing enough, you are learning more because you want to contribute more. So think about it as that opportunity. Never complain. Like I see a lot of people dwelling, complaining. Do not do that. You have your skills. Even if you don't, it's your opportunity to learn. Go to the mentor. Tell them that what you wanted to build, and they will help you. They're actually very nice, and they will help you, trust me. Yeah. And also, like, think about this. Those hackathons are for us, for our school going students, for startups. Usually, if you notice, professionals do not go to hackathons because they don't really need to go to hackathons. So hackathons are for us. They don't expect us to be professionals in order to participate in the hackathon. And always be present. Know what you're doing at hackathon. I know it's just only for 24 hours. It's crazy, but like I'm wide awake for those 24 hours. So always be present, what you're doing, do your thing, and last thing, do not cheat. I see people, they will come up with the projects that they have pre-built before. You are taking opportunity from someone by doing this. Like even if a sponsor like your project, you're taking opportunity from someone who has coded during that time of hackathon. The purpose of the hackathon is for you to learn, and the purpose of hackathon is that like you could like do something in that given amount of time. Sponsors are judging you thinking that you have done something in that given amount of time. But if you cheat, you are basically literally just taking someone's opportunity. It's just not fair. Do not do that. Yeah. And that's pretty much everything I have to say. Somebody have any questions? I know like I kind of took like 3-4 minutes from the Q&A time as well. I do have a couple other things to say, but I will leave it for now. Ask me any questions you have. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions.
I could take just a couple minutes before we start the question answering and just let people know that there's going to be another event hosted by our chapter for your pathway to leadership. Quintron, who's won an award 40 under 40 in the military application. So like working against a lot of guys in the area and, you know, won this 40 under 40 award, which is quite an accomplishment for her. She's now working for Amazon Alexa. She's going to be next Saturday, 10:30. Please come, Sulbha. That would be great. If you want her, she's read a tremendous number of leadership books. And, you know, her goal is to combine all of those books that she's read into sort of a short little synopsis for us to use in our path towards leadership. So I think you'll find a lot of interesting information there as well. And we'll open to questions now. There were some questions in the chat.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah. And one thing I wanted to say is I forgot there's no age for participating in the hackathon. I have seen people from 13 to 50 years old participating in the hackathon. Okay, I just want to put it out there.
Remy has a question for you, Sulbha. It's like, do you have a template for pitching?
No, I absolutely don't have any template for pitching. I make according to the product it is. Every time we have different projects. Sometimes I use the same idea and build a different project because I really like the idea. But like, even if I use the same idea, I make the whole new template. No, sorry, no template. Template is not the right word. I make the whole new demo from the beginning is because it's more fresh and it add more humanized touch to it. I have never even thought of a template, but I could even like put my dev post in there. Some of the videos I removed because I actually noticed some of the people just copying and pasting stuff from my GitHub. So like some of the stuff I removed, but I still have one or two videos if people wanted to watch. This weekend I also took part in the hackathon. So I'm not 11 hackathon winner anymore. I'm 12 hackathon winner. Just putting it out there. But yeah, I will just put it in the chat, my dev post link. Feel free to watch any videos I have, or if you even have any questions, like regarding any of the videos that I made, or like how do I like make my demo, I could connect you with my sister and she could answer those questions better.
Next question is from Laura. She's asking about how to find teammates. Can you share your experience in finding teammates?
Yeah, so there is the way I find teammates is if I have an idea in my mind already, and then I pitch my idea to people. And if they are a little skeptical about my idea, I know that they won't be as much enthusiastic in participating in the idea. So I look at the people actions, that how are they acting, and also see what strengths they have. Because if you have, like if you're a really good UI person and you know that you could deal with UI, you might want to get a person with a different skill set, and you want to talk to the person. You want to see if the person is easy to talk to, because if at the first place they're not easy to talk to, will you be able to collaborate with them? Will you be able to ask questions to them? Try to like communicate with them 2 or 3 times. If they are like very good with communication, it means that you could kind of go with them. And also at the same time, once you keep on participating, you will actually see, I mean, like you will actually realize the kind of people that you want to make team with, and probably then you will have your set teammates that, okay, this person I like from that hackathon, I want them to be in my team. Probably let me see if they want to participate in this hackathon, this person from that hackathon. So yeah, you will realize that over time.
Tiara question is, what exactly is a demo?
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you explained that already. But so correct me if I'm wrong. It's pretty much just like pitching what your idea is for the project, just like within the 5 minute time frame.
yes, pitching what technologies you use, what your idea is, and how it could be useful to people.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Also, I want to tell you, Sulpa, I'm so proud of you. Like us, like, cause we was in a few classes together, and you was always like a hard worker in our math classes and stuff. And are you going to any like other hackathons?
I'm not sure. It's considering that this is like kind of my last semester and I'm getting so crazy busy, but I probably might go to Tech Together New York. If I do, I will let you know.
Okay, let me know.
Another question from Laura is, congratulations. How was your hackathon that you participated this week? What did you build?
So basically, I built a website on small businesses. If you want to see the demo, I can even share my screen and show the demo as well. I'm not sure if we have time for that. It's just only 2 to 3 minutes demo if you really wanted to see the demo.
I saw that it was in the Capital One. It was pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, it was Capital One. We
Yeah.
were actually targeting Capital One. The way I target the hackathon is in this way. Sometimes, like I need headphones, so like I will, okay, so let me see which challenges have headphones. So I was just like, okay, go for that. Sometimes it's like, okay, I need to buy a table, so I need an Amazon $300 gift card. So I will go for that. I know like that's kind of greedy, but like sometimes you need stuff and you can get it from free at hackathons. And one thing I want to say is if you really work hard on the project, I never target for win. This is not my target. I target for learning. I target for doing my best. And if you do your best and if you really show like what you build, you put your hard work into it, how come people are not going to like it?
Yeah. So how did you build the one, the Capital One? How
Uh,
did you access the data?
um, sorry, could you please ask a question one more time? I was speaking over
The
you.
investing one, remember, yeah, I saw it. It was like very nice interface. How do you manage, like, okay, who's going to do this? Who's going to build the interface? Who's going to do the backend?
Yeah, so basically we distributed that task in the beginning before we actually started hacking that, okay, this is what we're going to do. And also one thing I forgot to share is set a sprint for every 2 hours. If it is a bigger project, like I check in once in a week, but if it is a hackathon project, every 2 hours, check in. How's everyone doing? Okay, let's just have a quick Zoom meeting and see how far did we got. So we will quickly share our screen. If somebody's having a problem, okay, let's see where are you having a problem. Let's try to solve it together because we have very less time and just like we got to do it very quick. Yeah, just like have meeting after every 2 hours, see how's everyone doing, check in after every 2 hours. Hey, I'm just checking in, how's everyone doing? And just be nice. Like sometimes like you just want to send a nice message. I know like we have been hacking for like such a long time, please do not forget to eat. People like usually tend to forget to eat. Be nice to your teammates as well so that you know that you are a human. Yeah, check in after every 2 hours, and that takes you a long way. It shows that how progress you're making, and if you need to change something, sometimes you make your minimum viable product with crazy high expectations, and when you see things going that they're not going as well as expected, you change your product. Okay, we will just do this very few things.
Yeah, that's a good point. So Laura was asking, could you share the link of the Capital One hackathon?
Sure. Oh, sorry, I sent it in the private. Let me send it in the everyone. Okay, here you go.
I think Renee's message is like they're looking for people for hackathon and something I think you should be also interested. I would just ask everybody to just look at the chat. It seems like a good opportunity for everyone who's interested in hackathon. Yeah, Sulbha, if you don't mind, can you just share? We have some time to spare, so can you just share the video of Capital One? Because
Sure.
people are interested in it.
Yeah. FYI, my sister is speaking. Me and my sister voice is exactly the same. You can't tell who is who. I did not did anything in the demo. Oh, it says host has disabled intended screen sharing. All you have to do is click on the little button and do multiple people can share. Yeah.
Tiara is asking where do you host your websites?
It depends. By the way, it host has disabled the screen sharing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you click on the little.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Miad?
That's okay. You don't need to. Sorry, could you please ask the question one more time?
Oh yeah. Where do you host your websites?
So it depends upon what framework. If you're using a framework, for example, if I'm using Angular, then I will do Heroku. If we are using React, like this time we did a different platform that my teammate suggested. She said it's very easy. It's called Vercel, so it's different every time. But we try to do deployment, especially if it's a virtual hackathon, because we wanted to make sure that sponsors could actually try it out by themselves, because they can't really believe, I mean, they can believe in what we say, but it just gives some extra points if they could try it out by themselves, that hey, everything is dynamic, we didn't hard code it, and try it out by yourself.
Can you try now to share screen?
Yeah, I will just share my home screen.
Okay, perfect.
Wait, sorry, I muted myself. This little thing is on the way. Okay. Just do the full screen and let me know if you could see. Can you also hear the audio? Let me know when I play it. If you don't, just say it out so that I can pause it. Simply Start is an online, easy-to-use platform that aids small and diverse business owners to venture capital investment in the current world situation. Many businesses have been impacted by COVID-19, and along with the diverse businesses, have also suffered discrimination. So we decided to create a platform that allows regular people like you and me to support these businesses and help them grow. We bring you Simply Smart with a very unique features that differentiate it from many other crowdfunding platforms. A user starts by logging into their investor profile. First, on the homepage, there is a section for recommended business investments based on user search history. There they can see each business's goal, how much they have raised so far, and what is their minimum investment. Here in this section, it shows the user what they have liked and saved as a potential future investment. Simply Start has a very unique feature that goes beyond just funding. It encourages investors to invest in businesses founded by minority-owned businesses like women and entrepreneurs of color. Discrimination of underrepresented communities is a huge problem even today. So, Business Highlight section is delegated to highlighting minority-owned businesses of the month. Here, investors can click on categories stored by different tags. Here, they invest in business founded by underrepresented groups like female founders, Black, LGBTQ+ founders, Native American founders, etc. To encourage investments, if an investor decides to invest in one of the highlighted businesses, then they will earn a $10 investment bonus from us that they could use towards future investment, so we can rise towards a better future. To get more information about the business, an investor can click on company page. Here we have dynamically created data visualization for creating data charts using Django backend and Chart.js library. We want our investors to make an educational decision. Here they can see the statistics like line graph for expenses and revenue for business growth, a pie chart for difference in goal funding and investment raise. These are dynamically created with React for frontend and getting data through JavaScript objects stored in the backend. Each diverse business has their own page with a brief personalized dynamically created platform. At last, if an investor wants to contribute to highlighted business, Simply Start has built-in API token that takes in their information and generates a personalized token which securely does payment processing. We want to make sure that diversity is not just appreciated but encouraged in small business world. So we built this platform to contribute in helping most vulnerable business founders and entrepreneurs. Simply Start gives opportunity to women founders,
LGBTQ+, and people of color so that they will be able to rise and shine. And if they are facing discrimination from outside world, we will show them the online community is much stronger. And there are people who support them and want them to succeed. Simply start working for dream building the businesses. Thank you.
Yeah, that was it. I'm thinking how to, looking for how to minimize it. How do I minimize this? Okay. I'll just do this. Okay. Yeah. So like, if you see this in here, there's so many crowdfunding apps existing out there. What makes our crowdfunding app different is that no crowdfunding app have that diversity element added to it. And then we added a new element, diversity, in there, so that if somebody want to invest in that specific kind of business, they can do so as well.
I think it's an amazing project. I'm really happy that you were able to like pull it off in such a short time. It's congratulations again for winning the hackathon, which makes now 12. I hope the streak is going up again. Next, coming back to the questions, the next question is someone was asking, can you share your GitHub link?
Oh yeah, sure. A lot of my GitHub projects are private, the ones especially that I make on the longer term base, or the one I started working on it further, but I will share whatever I have is public. There we go. Okay, it's in here. It's in the tab. A shameless plug. Feel free to follow me. I will follow you back if you tell me that you followed me on GitHub.
Another question was from Udhi. She was asking, how do you submit one project to multiple hackathons? Is that allowed?
Yeah. So yeah, that is one of the things I forgot to talk about. It is allowed only in virtual hackathons. So that is one of the perks that I said that I wanted to talk about later, but then I forgot. And so one of the perk about the virtual hackathons is if the multiple hackathons are happening on the same weekend and it is within the same time frame, you are allowed to submit to the multiple hackathons. If you qualify, you want to make sure you qualify. You don't want to submit to a hackathon that you don't qualify, because you don't like you will not get anything anyway, and then at the end you will also waste the sponsor's time or probably the organizer's time who will be watching your video, because they will realize that it does not qualify.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Any more questions? Anybody wants to ask anything else? I would just say shout out to my friend Jenna. She has summarized whatever the important stuff's happening here in the chat. So you can just go through it and get a summarized idea of what the talk was all about. We will be sharing the video about this event to those who missed or those who want to replay it on our social media links. So please feel free to go and follow us over there. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Sulbha, and congratulations again on your winning.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Yeah, and feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn if somebody has any questions. I'm more than happy to answer. If anything that I could help you guys, or like even if you want me to mentor you or any way, I'm here as a support system for you. Consider me as your support system. I'm like always willing to help fellow women grow. Women generally participate very less in hackathon. So if my talk helps you in any way participate in hackathons, especially the co-ed ones, which are specifically not female and non-binary focused, I encourage you to do so, is because they're not specifically built for men. They're built for everyone, for all the genders to participate, and you should take advantage of all the hackathons existing out there. They're there for us. They're built for us to help us out.
Thank you. We will consider you an honorary member of our little chapter for the ACM. Thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me here. And please let me know if I could help ACM-W chapter any way in future as well. More than happy to do so.
Thank you all for attending our today's event, and we would like to see you in our upcoming event. The one is coming next Saturday. So please register. I just added the link to the chat, and wish you a very good day. Thank you.